Planet Earth had been relatively quiet for the past few years, the distant wars of space leaving it untouched. But on the outer rim of a small, peaceful colony nestled among rolling hills and lush green forests, the quiet was abruptly shattered. Under the starry sky, the colony's inhabitants slept soundly, unaware of the danger lurking above. The Galactic Empire had chosen this night for its mission, shrouded in darkness and secrecy. 3 children from different parts of the colony had been selected for a purpose they did not understand. Ava, Jason, and Maya. Their families had no idea that their lives were about to change forever. The Empire's elite soldiers, cloaked in shadows, landed their ships in the clearing outside the colony. These soldiers, trained for stealth and swift action, moved like phantoms through the night. Their objective: capture the children, remove them from their homes, and take them to an undisclosed location. The children ***. Ava, a bright and curious 12-year-old girl, had just finished her nightly ritual of reading her father's books on advanced robotics and artificial intelligence. As she lay in bed, her mind still buzzing with ideas, she noticed a strange hum in the air. At first, she thought it was the wind, but the sound grew louder, almost mechanical. Before she could react, the lights flickered, and then the silence of the night was broken by the shriek of a door being torn open. Ava gasped and looked toward the window, but her eyes widened with fear as she saw the shadowy figures outside, their eyes glowing in the darkness. Before she could scream, a strange mist filled her room, clouding her vision. The last thing she remembered was a cold hand grabbing her wrist. Jace, 9 years old, was more accustomed to chaos. Growing up on the tough streets of the colony, he had learned how to survive. He often heard rumors about the Galactic Empire, but like most, he dismissed them as stories. That is, until the night they came for him. He had been playing a game of hide and seek with his friends when the first sign of danger came, a strange humming noise that sent a shiver down his spine. Within moments, his small home was surrounded by soldiers. Jace knew this wasn't a game. His heart pounded in his chest as he sprinted for the back door, but before he could escape, a thick cloud of gas filled the room. His legs grew weak, and he collapsed. The last thing he saw was a shadow looming over him. Maya, just 7 years old, had always felt different, often lost in her thoughts. She would stare up at the stars for hours, wondering about the worlds beyond. Her father had always told her that she was special, that her destiny was tied to something greater than she could understand. But tonight, Maya would discover just how true those words were. She was lying in bed, holding her stuffed bear, when she heard a soft whisper in her ear, one that wasn't her own. "They're coming." Her heart skipped a beat as the world around her seemed to grow colder. Without warning, a brilliant light filled her room, and she heard the sound of metal scraping against the floor. She looked up just in time to see a pair of glowing eyes staring back at her. The last thing she felt before everything went black was a sense of calm, as if she had already known this moment was coming. The Empire's hidden agenda ***. The children were taken aboard the Empire's ship, an enormous vessel cloaked in shadows. Its sleek, cold surface reflected the stars as it lifted from the ground, leaving the Earth colony far behind. Inside, the ship was a maze of sterile metallic corridors, where white walls and low hums echoed through the halls. They were placed in separate cells, each child unaware of the other's presence. The air was thick with tension as they tried to comprehend what was happening. They had all heard whispers of the Empire before, but nothing had prepared them for the cold reality of their abduction. Ava sat in her cell, her mind racing. She had never been this far from home, and she was terrified of what awaited her. But she wasn't just frightened, she was determined. Ava knew that she was not just a regular child. She had the ability to understand and manipulate technology like no one else. She had an idea that could help her escape. Jace, on the other hand, wasn't thinking about escape. His mind was clouded with confusion. He had been through tough situations before, but this was unlike anything he had ever encountered. His fists clenched in anger, but there was a sense of helplessness that weighed him down. For the first time in his life, he wasn't sure how to fight back. Maya, quietly sitting in her cell, felt a strange pull. There was something in the air, something familiar. She closed her eyes and let her mind wander, reaching out to the faint memories she had of her father. What was this place? Why had they come for her? The answers lingered just out of reach, like whispers in a dream. The Empire's experimentation, asterisk, asterisk. Unbeknownst to the children, their capture wasn't random. The Galactic Empire had been monitoring human colonies for years, searching for special individuals, ones with latent abilities. They believed that these children held the key to unlocking a new, more powerful breed of soldiers, capable of incredible feats. The Empire's scientists and officers, led by the ruthless Commander Corps, had already begun experiments on other prisoners. But the children were something different. They were the real prize. Commander Corps had orders to find these children and unlock the potential, no matter the cost. Ava's advanced tech knowledge, Jace's extraordinary physical abilities, and Maya's mysterious connection to time and space were just the beginning. The Empire's greatest scientists were certain that these children were destined for something far greater than mere soldiers. In their separate cells, the children were monitored day and night. Every movement, every breath was recorded. Tests were run. Hypotheses were formed. But one thing the Empire didn't know was that the children were not ordinary humans. They were connected to something far larger, something beyond the Empire's understanding. Days bled into nights aboard the Empire's vessel, though time felt meaningless inside the sterile white corridors. The children rarely saw one another, but they began to sense something strange, an invisible thread tying their fates together. Ava spent hours memorizing the blinking lights and systems in her cell. She knew there had to be a pattern in the technology around her. Jace tested the walls, punching, pushing, even trying to bend the steel. He hated the silence, hated being trapped like a caged animal. Maya, however, sat quietly, her little hands folded in her lap, listening. Sometimes in the silence, she heard voices, not from the guards, not from the other children, but from deep within herself. "You are not alone," the whispers told her. She began to believe them. The Father's shadows, asterisk, asterisk. What the children didn't know was that their Father's names carried weight across the galaxy. Asterisk Ava's father, Dr. Elias Runn, was no ordinary scientist. Outwardly, he was a respected scholar on Earth, a teacher and inventor. Secretly, he was one of the highest-ranking engineers in the human resistance. His inventions had fueled rebel fleets, and his knowledge of cybernetics was unmatched. The Empire feared him, but did not know his daughter was in their grasp. Asterisk Jace's father, Captain Orion Kale, was a ghost of history, one celebrated as a war hero who united scattered colonies against pirate forces. He vanished after the war. Many whispered he had discovered a hidden alien civilization with powers the Empire could never control. The Empire had long hunted him, never realizing his son lived in the slums of a colony, forgotten but burning with the same strength. Asterisk Maya's father, Eric Solon, was the greatest mystery of all. He was not just a man. He was a traveler across time, slipping between past and future. Legends of him have been buried in myths, dismissed as fantasy. But he had once whispered to his daughter before vanishing, asterisk, "When the stars call, follow them and you will find me." Asterisk. The Empire had no clue of these connections. To them, the children were tools, experiments waiting to be unlocked. Signs of power, asterisk, asterisk. The experiments began. Ava was forced into rooms filled with advanced consoles. At first, she resisted, refusing to play the Empire's games. But soon, curiosity got the better of her. She could decode their systems faster than the scientists themselves. She even uncovered hidden codes in the ship's central database, code she wasn't supposed to see. Behind the data, she found fragments of communication, whispers of her father's name. Jace was subjected to physical endurance tests. The soldiers mocked him, believing he was just a boy. But the more they pushed him, the stronger he became. His reflexes grew unnaturally sharp, his body adapting to every challenge. He could jump farther, punch harder, move quicker than any child his age. His father's blood flowed in him, awakening abilities the Empire couldn't explain. Maya, however, frightened them most. She was placed in an empty chamber, hooked to monitors that measure her brain activity. The scientists asked her simple questions, but when she answered, strange things happened. Lights flickered, time monitors glitched, and once, just once, the entire room froze for 3 seconds. The scientists panicked, recording every detail. Maya didn't understand what she had done, but she remembered her father's words. Asterisk, time listens to you. Asterisk, the prophecy room, asterisk, asterisk. One night, Maya was moved to a different part of the facility. Her guards seemed nervous, whispering among themselves. They led her to a chamber unlike the others. Its walls weren't sterile and white. They were ancient stone, carved with symbols glowing faintly in the dark. Maya stepped closer and touched one of the markings. A rush of warmth filled her chest, and suddenly her vision blurred. She saw flashes of battles yet to come, fleets burning in space, and 3 children standing at the center of it all. "Ava, Jason, me," she whispered. Her hand trembled as she touched another carving. This time, she saw a man's face, familiar, kind, strong. Her father. He looked at her through time itself. Asterisk, Maya, your time will come. Be strong. Asterisk, the vision ended as quickly as it began. The guards pulled her away. But Maya now carried a secret the Empire didn't know she had uncovered. The prophecy of the 3 children of balance. The bond, asterisk, asterisk. In the days that followed, the children finally crossed paths. The Empire made the mistake of placing them together in a holding chamber during a transfer. At first, they didn't speak. Ava studied them silently. Jace glared with suspicion, and Maya simply smiled, as if she had been waiting for this. "You're Ava," Maya said softly, "and you're Jace." Both turned to her in surprise. "How do you know our names?" Jace asked, narrowing his eyes. "I saw us. In the walls. We're meant to be together." Ava frowned. "That makes no sense." But as the hours passed, the 3 began to talk. Ava shared her suspicions that the Empire was using them for experiments. Jace admitted he had been training his strength and thought he could break free one day. Maya, though hesitant, told them about her vision. When she described the 3 children standing against the galaxy, Ava went pale. Jace scoffed at first, but deep down he felt something stir, like it was true. For the first time since their abduction, they felt hope, not as individuals, but as a team. Cracks in the Empire, asterisk, asterisk. Meanwhile, whispers began to spread among the Empire soldiers. Some had noticed strange occurrences around the children. The flickering lights when Maya was near, the hack systems Ava had secretly tampered with, the bruised guards who underestimated Jace's strength. Commander Core was informed. He ordered tighter surveillance, but also began to worry. He had seen countless experiments fail, but these 3 were different. "What are they hiding from me?" he muttered, staring at their files. What he didn't know was that the greatest secrets weren't in the files at all. They were written in the bloodlines of Ava, Jace, and Maya, the children of men who had once defied the Empire. And soon, those fathers would come searching. The escape planned to spark rebellion. The 3 children sat huddled together in the dim holding chamber, their whispers almost drowned out by the steady hum of the ship's engines. The Empire thought they were still scared, still broken. But fear had turned into something else, determination. Ava's eyes gleamed with an idea she had been shaping in her mind ever since she hacked into the first system. "The ship isn't as secure as they think," she said in a low voice. "I've seen their codes. If I can get to a control panel, I can open doors, maybe even shut down cameras." Jace grinned, flexing his hands. "And if you can open the doors, I can smash our way through whoever stands in the way." Maya, calm as ever, tilted her head. "It won't be easy. I feel the future. Parts of it. Some of it is good. Some of it is dangerous. We'll only have one chance." Ava and Jace exchanged glances. It sounded impossible. But deep down, they knew Maya had seen things they couldn't ignore. The first attempt. Their chance came sooner than expected. During a routine transfer, 2 guards led them down the corridor toward another testing chamber. Ava counted the blinking red lights along the walls, the access ports she had memorized. As they passed one, she stumbled deliberately, reaching out to steady herself. Her fingers brushed against the panel, and she whispered a string of commands under her breath. The lights flickered. A door farther down the hall hissed open. The guards turned in confusion, and Jace lunged. His fists, stronger than any child should be, slammed into the first soldier's chest, knocking him to the floor. The second guard raised his weapon, but Maya cried out, and for a heartbeat, time itself slowed. The soldier froze mid-motion, his eyes wide with shock. "Run!" Ava shouted. The three darted down the corridor, Jace grabbing a stun baton from a fallen guard. Sirens blared through the ship, red lights flashing. Ava hacked doors open as they sprinted, leading them deeper into the maze. But the Empire's soldiers were everywhere. Within minutes, the children were cornered in a docking bay. Jace raised the baton, ready to fight. Ava frankly typed into a nearby console, trying to seal the doors. Maya closed her eyes, whispering something none of them could understand. The soldiers advanced, until suddenly, the bay doors slammed shut with a thunderous crash. Ava gasped. She hadn't done it. Someone else had. The hidden ally. From the shadows of the docking bay, a figure stepped forward, tall, cloaked, his face hidden beneath a hood. The soldiers turned their weapons on him, but with a single motion of his hand, they crumpled to the floor, unconscious. The children stared, stunned. "Who are you?" Ava demanded. The stranger lowered his hood, revealing sharp eyes that gleamed with both age and wisdom. "A friend," he said softly. "One who has been waiting for you." Maya's eyes widened. "I've seen you before in my dreams." The man gave her a sad smile. "You've seen glimpses of what is to come. I cannot stay long, but you must know your fathers live, and they are searching for you." Ava's breath caught. "My father alive?" The man nodded. "But the Empire grows suspicious. You must survive until they arrive." Before they could ask more, the sound of boots thundered outside the bay. The man raised his hand again, tearing open a hidden maintenance hatch. "Go. Now." The children climbed inside, hearts racing, and the hatch sealed behind them. When the soldiers stormed the bay, the cloaked figure was gone. The other prisoners. The maintenance tunnels twisted through the ship like veins, narrow and suffocating. Crawling through them, the children stumbled upon a grated vent that overlooked a massive chamber. What they saw made their blood run cold. Hundreds of prisoners, humans, aliens, even robotic hybrids, were held in cages, watched by armored guards. Some were broken, others burned with quiet defiance. "This is what they've been doing." Ava whispered, "D. Not just us. All of them." Jace clenched his fists. "We can't just leave them here." "We can't free them all now," Ava argued. "We'll die trying." But Maya shook her head. "We're connected, them and us. If we don't help them, we'll never escape." The weight of her words silenced the others. Ava bit her lip, then sighed. "Fine, but we'll need a plan." Planning the impossible asterisk. In the tunnels, the three children laid out their ideas. Ava would hack into the prisoner containment systems, opening cells one by one. Jace would lead the freed prisoners, defending them with stolen weapons. Maya would guide them, using her strange visions to anticipate dangers. It sounded like madness, but it was the only way. That night, as alarms quieted and the ship returned to its eerie routine, Ava tapped into a control port. Lines of code raced across the screen, her small fingers moving with expert precision. "I can unlock the cells in sections," she explained. "But once I do, the whole ship will know. Then we fight," Jay said firmly. Maya closed her eyes. In her mind, she saw flashes of the escape. Blazing weapons, smoke-filled halls, people running. She also saw blood. But among the chaos, she saw something else. A star map glowing before her eyes. A path leading home. "We'll make it," she whispered, "but not without loss." Neither Ava nor Jace asked what she meant. They didn't want to know. The breakout. It began with a hiss. The first row of cells slid open, prisoners stumbling into the corridor, confused and weak. Guards shouted, raising their weapons, only for Jace to charge forward, baton in hand, knocking two down before they could fire. The prisoners, realizing what was happening, surged against their captors. Ava frantically unlocked more cells, her face slick with sweat. Come on, come on. Maya guided them through the smoke and chaos, warning them of patrols before they arrived. Her strange foresight saved them more than once, steering them through the labyrinthine halls. But the Empire fought back. Commander Kor himself stormed into the prison chamber, his black armor gleaming, his voice booming through the chaos. Contain them. Do not let the children escape. The battle raged, prisoners and guards clashing in brutal combat. Amid the storm, Ava, Jace, and Maya pressed forward, leading a growing crowd toward the docking bays. The sacrifice. They were so close. The docking bay doors loomed ahead, their escape within reach. Ava hacked the final console, the ships inside coming alive. Jace held the line, beating back soldiers with the strength of 10 men. Maya guided the freed prisoners towards safety. But then tragedy. One of the older prisoners, a gaunt man with hollow eyes, stumbled forward and blocked the path. He turned, revealing a detonator in his hand. "You'll never escape," he hissed. "The Empire cannot be defied." Before anyone could stop him, he pressed the button. Explosives hidden in the bay walls erupted. Fire and smoke consumed the room. Jace was thrown back. Ava hit the floor, and Maya screamed as prisoners fell all around them. When the dust cleared, the bay was half destroyed. The children survived, but barely, and dozens of prisoners lay dead. The final confrontation, the hidden truths unveiled. As the children's ship flew through the cold expanse of space, their hearts were heavy with the weight of the destruction they had left behind. The remnants of the battle replayed in their minds. The prisoners who had perished, the wrecked bay, and the desperate faces of those they couldn't save. Ava sat in the cockpit, her hands clenched around the controls, eyes scanning the star map. She tried to focus on the course they were taking, but couldn't escape the thought that they were running out of time. Maya, now seated beside her, seemed lost in thought. Her hand occasionally brushed against her necklace, something her father had given her, the only thing she had left of him. She had always known her destiny was tied to something greater, something beyond the Empire's reach, but now it felt real. "Ava," Maya said softly, her voice distant, "I've seen the future again. The map I saw is not just a path to escape. It's where we're meant to go. We have to find the heart of time." Ava frowned. "The heart of time? What's that?" "It's the key. My father spoke of it, and I think it's why the Empire took us." Maya paused. "They know what it is, but they don't understand. We're the ones who can unlock it." Jace, seated at the back, overheard and stepped forward. "Wait, you're telling me this is all because of some ancient relic?" Maya nodded. "The heart of time is not just a thing. It's a place, a nexus, a center where the threads of time itself converge. And it's hidden somewhere in the galaxy. And the Empire is hunting it." Ava finished, realization dawning. "Because if they control time, they control everything." Jace slammed his fist against the wall. "So, we're running from them, but we're walking straight into their trap." "No," Maya said, her voice firm. "We're walking into our destiny." Fathers revealed. The children's ship slipped through the dark corners of space, hiding in the vast emptiness, until a familiar signal pinged through their systems. A coded message, hidden deep in the galactic frequencies, cracked through their comms. It was a transmission from someone they knew, and someone they thought they had lost forever. "Ava, Jace, Maya." The voice came through, calm but urgent. "I never thought I'd hear your voices again. We have to act fast. The Empire knows you're alive." Ava's hands shook as she recognized the voice. "Dad, is that you?" The voice laughed, but there was a bitter edge to it. "It's me, Ava. Elias Run. You need to come to the hidden coordinates I'm sending. I can't explain everything right now, but we're closer to finding the heart of time, and we need to get there before the Empire does." Maya's heart raced. "That's the place my father hid." "I know," Elias responded. "It's where we can destroy the Empire's hold on time. But the path is dangerous, and the Empire is closing in. Your lives and the galaxy's fate are on the line." Jay stood, stepping forward with a grim look. "We're in, no matter what. We've already started this fight. Let's finish it." Ava, eyes bright with the sudden rush of hope, nodded. "We'll be there. We have to be. The path to the heart of time. The coordinates Elias sent led them to a remote system, far from the reach of Empire patrols. It was a place where ancient energy fields radiated through the stars, a place so deeply entrenched in the fabric of time that even the most advanced sensors failed to track it. They arrived at a barren world, its surface cracked and jagged. A massive, ancient structure rose from the center, a tower, built from materials older than any known civilization. "This is it," Maya said, staring at the structure in awe. "My father, this is where it all began." Elias's voice crackled through their comms once more. "We've been waiting for you. The tower is alive, in a way. You need to enter it. But beware, the Empire is already here." Before they could respond, the shadows in the sky shifted. Imperial warships appeared, surrounding the tower. A massive fleet descended from the atmosphere, led by Commander Kor. "There's no escape this time," Kor's voice boomed over the comms. "Surrender now, and you may live to see the destruction of your legacy." Jace growled, "Let's give them a fight they'll never forget." The fathers arrive. As the Empire closed in, a fleet of resistance ships, led by Elias Run himself, emerged from hyperspace. They engaged the Empire's ships in a fierce battle above the tower, drawing fire away from the children. From the chaos, Elias's ship descended, landing just outside the tower. The hatch opened, and Elias, older and battle-worn, stepped out. His eyes locked onto Ava's, a mix of pride and sorrow. "Ava," he said, his voice thick with emotion, "you've grown so much. I thought I'd lost you." "I never thought I'd see you again," Ava replied, her voice cracking. "I've learned so much, but I don't know what to do." Elias smiled softly. "You're not alone, not anymore." A figure emerged beside Elias, Jace's father, Captain Orion Kale, the man who had vanished so many years ago. His presence was as commanding as ever, his face hardened by years of struggle. "Jace," he said, voice full of authority but warmth, "I never gave up on you. I knew you had it in you to survive." Jace stood silent for a moment, unsure how to respond. "You're real," he muttered. "I thought you were just a legend." "You are the legend now, son," Orion said with a proud smile. "Now we need to end this." Lastly, Maya's father, Eric Solon, stepped into the light. He was different than she remembered, darker, older, but his eyes were filled with the same deep love. "Maya, my daughter, you have no idea how long I've waited to see you." "I knew you'd come back," Maya whispered. "I knew you were never gone." The four fathers and their children stood united, ready to face the Empire together. The final battle, the battle inside the ancient tower, was nothing like they had ever experienced. As they moved deeper into the structure, the walls pulsed with energy. The heart of time, an enormous, shimmering crystal at the center, seemed to vibrate with power. But before they could approach, Commander Kor and his elite troops blocked their path. "You are too late," Kor sneered. "The heart of time will be ours, and with it, the galaxy will kneel before us." "Now we have anything to say about it," Elias said, drawing a blaster. The final battle raged across the chamber. The fathers fought side by side with their children, the bond of family and rebellion stronger than ever. Ava hacked the tower systems, shutting down path. Maya, guided by her connection to time, unlocked the final seal protecting the heart. With a final surge of energy, Maya stepped forward and placed her hand on the Christed to unravel, the Empire's grip on reality loosening. Kor screamed as the power of the heart consumed him, and Wick Crystal shattered, its energy flooding the galaxy. The Empire's control over time was broken. A new beginning. With the Empire's defeat, the galaxy began to heal. The children, now reunited with their fathers, stood on the Starsat defied fate, broken the Empire's power, and brought peace to the galaxy. Maya turned to her father. "We did it, but what happens now?" Her father smiled. "Now we rebuild. We heal what has been broken. Together." And as the stars shimmered above them, the children knew their journey was only just beginning. They had changed the future, not just for themselves, but for every living being in the galaxy.